Hello everyone, it's me Linda. Welcome back to Lenny P's Place. And today I wanted to show you my abandoned house journal. I finally got it finished and I thought I would do a flip through, and I think I'm going to sell it if anyone might be interested in it. I'll leave my email below and you can contact me. First, I want to give credit where credit is due. I followed a tutorial by Donna with Past and Pages, and I will link that tutorial below. So anyway, this is 5.5 inches wide and about 8 3/4 inches long. There's 44 pages front and back, and it's tied up with an old vintage piece of string. And for the cover, I used an old picture of an abandoned house. I backed it onto some corrugated cardboard and added some embossed paper. I have an old rusted key here, some vintage lace, and some vintage dotted Swiss along the side here. I put one of these, what do you call these things? Book plates, I think. And it says "Once Loved." Because I figure once upon a time somebody loved this old house. And then I put some lace here on the side and my stamp. And this is a piece of ticking from the 40s. I have some vintage ticking that I bought a long time ago from an antique store, and it's from the 90s. And not the 90s, the 40s, 1940s. So when we go inside, there's some old backing from a quilt, and underneath there is some old vintage fabric that I had. And I just distressed it. I used an old piece of a doily here. And in here is a War Rations book. This is War Ration book number 3. I don't think it's got a date on it, but it was back from the war. I'm not sure if it was World War I or World War II, but it's got the ration stamps in it. And then this is a letter from 1908. It's to Mr. Fred Sisson. I can't read what it says, but anyway, it's the letter. December the 14th, 1908. And I don't know who it's from. Let's see if it says who it's from. Alice somebody, somewhere in New York. So anyway, it's an old letter. And this was found in the abandoned house. You know, you find all kinds of things in an abandoned house. And these are things that you might find in an abandoned house that are in this book. It's an old photograph of a lady and her 2 children. This could have been the lady of the house. I'm not really sure. Just a ruffled piece of this vintage fabric. Here's an old receipt from 1946 that was in the house, and some old fabrics that were also there. And pinned on with some old rusted safety pins. There's an old bag that's not really that old, with one of these cardboard pictures in it. I don't know what you call these things, but I imagine that this was her husband, probably out working in the fields. Back in there. Here's a piece. I think this is probably a piece of an old dress that she had. And this is something she wanted to keep. It says, read, read, read. Be good to yourself and use Jeppson's Excelsior Ague Cure and Excelsior Cough and Lung Balsam. This is an old advertising card. And it says it's from December 4th, 1880. These are people, I guess, that have wrote in and recommended this. It says, I have used Jeppson's Excelsior Cough and Lung Balsam in my family for some time past and have found it an excellent remedy for colds and coughs. I have no hesitancy in recommending it to others as a safe and reliable remedy. W.M. Harford, editor of the Muskegon Chronicle. This was December 13th, 1880. Here's another one. Dear Sir, I have had frequent occasion personally and in my family to use your cough and lung balsam. I find it a most valuable remedy for coughs and colds, and with me it has never failed to give immediate relief and speedily to cure. I am most truly, etc. yours, W.R. Seaver, pastor of the Congregational Church of Muskegon, Michigan, December 4th, 1880. Now, I would just have to wonder what exactly might be in that stuff. I don't know. Anyway, this was found in an old drawer in the house. Let me get it back in there where it won't fall out. And then we have this that was found. Let's see what this is. 1959. These are old checks. This one's from 1916 for $91.36. I think that was a lot of money back then. And this one's from March 15th, 1934. $14.81. I've never seen March, MCH period. That's a new one for me. Never seen March abbreviated at all. I didn't know you could abbreviate it. Anyway, there's some more little things found in the old abandoned house. Let me see if I can get this back in there. There we go. Oh, and here we have an old seed packet. See if I put anything in it. I don't remember. Just a piece of paper to write a note on is all that's in there. And let's see, what is this? Hints to the farmer. Never plant in barren signs. Oh, this must be from a lady's birthday almanac. Okay. Got ad for glasses on the back. All right. Put that back. Here's a dried flower. I just did these not too long ago, but I thought they were pretty and I thought I'd put one in here. I expect that that was a dried flower that the lady had somewhere that was found. Just old paper. And she had a drawer of sewing stuff, and these laces were in that drawer along with some buttons. So these are some old vintage buttons and some beautiful laces that can be taken out and used. These are all old laces. She had a very nice selection of old vintage and antique laces and trims, and these are some of those. And it's possible that her name was Sophie Rose, because there's Sophie Rose right here. So that could have been the lady of the house. It could have been her name. And let's see, here it is a belly band made from some old quilt that was found in the house. And this is two pieces, two pages from an old book, Paradise Lost. And this is some rag paper from that book, old rag paper. The book was very old and found in a drawer. She was saving it for something. And this is some straw paper that came from Italy, from Miss Rachel at Roxy's Creations. And here's the center of the book, and in the kitchen was this old dish towel, and it made a perfect pocket for this beautiful old postcard from 1910. Cannot read who it was from or who sent it, but it says best wishes, and it's very pretty. She saved that. And then in here, one of her little girl's books. They evidently were going to have a yard sale, and she was going to sell it for 3 cents. It belongs to Catherine. I guess that's one of her little girls' names is Catherine. I can't read the copyright date. It's been marked through. But anyway, it's called Animal 123, and it was 5 cents when she bought it. It's a nice little book. She scribbled in it just a little bit, but it's still a very sweet little book that her mama saved. And then she had a Family Circles Guide to Collectibles. I wonder if she had many collectibles that she collected. All kinds of little things in here that tell the prices of what they're worth. So that was just something she was hanging on to. She might have been going to sell some stuff, and she needed to know how much to charge for it. Here's another piece of her beautiful old fabric attached to the straw paper. And let's see, this is an old hair clip. And let's see what this is. Looks like an old note. It says, "Dear cousin, I try to write to let you know how I am getting. These few lines something me well, hoping they may find you all the same. Is there a date on here? I don't know. It says February the 12th, 1902. Okay, that was from her cousin. Her cousin wrote her a letter, and she kept it. Here's an old milk cap that I found, that was found like on the floor in the house. And here's a check that she never filled out, or maybe it was her husband that should have filled it out. I don't know. I don't know who did the books in their family or paid the bills. Another old piece of fabric from an old quilt. Let's see, what are we hung up on? Oh, and there's also some buttons hanging down, some vintage buttons here that were found in her sewing drawer. And another piece of old fabric, and it's attached to an old rusted paper clip. And then what do we have here? Looks like she was going on a trip and didn't never make it, and she saved her ticket. And what have we got in this old envelope? Oh, looks like some food stamp coupons. Rations from the war here. She never got around to using. Wonder why she didn't use them. Guess we'll never know. And then what did she have over here? She saved all kinds of little things that were found in drawers and stuff. This is alphabet pattern. Today, initials are in vogue as a decoration in themselves. These will be embroidered in a variety of ways, in cut work, satin stitch, or in darning stitch to get a color effect. It says you send 10 cents for the pattern to Kansas City Star, Needle Craft Department, Kansas City, Missouri. I wonder if she sent it, if she decided that she wanted to do that. I have to be careful. This is an old rusted paper clip. I don't want to tear that. And then let's see what she had here. She had some old tea cards. Series 50, number 23 and number 33. Aren't those pretty? Could be she saved these because she wanted to grow some. I love daisies. I don't know what these are. This is Rest Hera, whatever that is. It's pretty. Okay. Oh, she must have liked old Johnny Cash. She's got a picture of him in here from this advertisement. It says, send for a free copy of Country Music Magazine. I guess she never got around to sending for it, but she kept this, probably because she liked him. My mama used to like him. My mama used to tell me when I was a little girl, which was a long, long time ago, that Johnny Cash was her boyfriend, but she said, but don't tell your daddy. Of course, that's the first thing I did, was tell him. And then this is just an old piece of paper here with a little tiny pocket, and in that pocket is a Sopene ad card for washing and cleaning everything no matter what. I don't know when this was from. It was established in 1827. I know it's old. It came from an old antique store. Of course, I know not everything you get from an antique store is antique, but I'm pretty sure that was. And then here's some more fabrics from her little collection that she had. It's a rusted safety pin. with an old bottle cap on it. And it's beautiful lace. Here's another piece. This is very, very old. You can see right through it. An old, she probably made a shirt out of this for her husband or her son. Here's an old piece of a doily. Beautiful trim along the bottom of it. Oh, and there's a little doily there. And here's an old pocket. Oh, it's a little piece of a transfer to put on a piece of fabric to do some embroidering with. I'll put that back in there. She was probably going to use that. Maybe she did. Maybe she already used it and she just saved it. Sometimes you can use them more than once. On here we have an old rusted safety pin with 2 old washers that were found on the floor. They probably were something that belonged to her husband. He probably dropped them. This is their children, all of their children. Taken June 22nd, 1930. That's Raymond, he's 7. Claire was 5. Dorothy Jane was 3. And Beth Irene was 1. So there they are. Cute little children. And then Factory Mutual Fire Insurance, something, from Cleveland, Ohio. Valve closing notice. Mail this card to Reach Insurance Company 24 hours before closing valve if possible. Telegraph in emergency. Well, I don't know what this is, but they were going to close a valve somewhere in building 19. And then, and when was that? They were going to close it on January 11th, 1947. Wonder if they closed it. And this is some kind of a statement for an investment. Fred W. Hemker and Company Investment Securities, April 30th, 1931. Well, they had $758 anyway. That was pretty good, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, they had that. And so that brings us to the end of the Abandoned House Journal. Back to the back. And I used some old vintage trim along the bottom here. I don't think I said that. Old embroidery crochet came off of an old scarf, I suppose. Doily, maybe. So yeah, that's it. That's my abandoned journal. And I had a lot of fun making it. It took me quite a while to get it done, with things happening in between. But anyway, that is it. Thank you for stopping by and watching. And information will be below if you might be interested in it. So thanks again, and take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you later. Bye for now.